Hello, everyone. Welcome. If you're new to the channel, thank you for tuning in. I very much appreciate it. If you're subscribed, please don't. If you like this, if you like the show, please subscribe. I strongly would appreciate it. Thank you. Um, if you're new to the channel, you will hear me stating that I'm a chosen one, which I am, and it's not. And I'm not saying it in a bragging way that I'm better to somebody. I'm just saying I am. Right. I remember hearing that before any of this even happened to me. And now it's so easy to say I am. And that's what it means. Right. Everything makes sense before. So how I got to this point, but just a quick uh, synopsis, or I hope that's the right word. Anyway, I created a SMD Savings Minus Debt YouTube channel by owning myself first, getting out of debt, blah, blah, blah. Once I owned myself, I realized time was the most important thing in the world. Totally now, every time I see graveyards, I realize those are people that ran out of time, 99% of them. Uh, and now time is the focus of my life. And then I realized God, uh, sixth sense, it's all psychological. Uh, People with mortgages, it's a psychological thing. People with mortgages think they're homeowners, which mathematically that none of that is true. They don't really own anything. And I noticed that there was a psychological part. I was right. And here I am today. What also during this journey, when I was free of debt, I came across a narcissist. This point in my life, I didn't realize narcissistic people existed until I fell in love with one. And not only did I get a narcissistic person, I got the worst of them all, the kind that would have taken my life before letting me go. That's the kind. It's weird. It's like they want to treat you and dog you, cheat on you, but as soon as you say that's enough, I want to leave, they don't want to let you go. It's the most. That's how you know it's literally insanity, right? And if I would have stayed, I mean, she damn near had me. I had to ask for God to help me escape, and He did. That's why I'm here on the mic, created Six Sense channel, and now I understand what I am. And I thank God for my journey with the narcissist. A lot of people really don't understand that, especially if you're in it. But once you escape it, I understand that I had to go through that to awaken me to this state of today. So now I know narcissists, they have a pattern. I can see them, I can hear them when they speak about things. It's not really that difficult. Well, after I escaped the narcissist, I realize now, I realize now that my sister is one. Now, as I go through this process, it is to help the other people that will end up going through this process. Now, once escaping the first narcissist, the next narcissist is not really that difficult. It's still a, a challenging thing, but it's not really that difficult compared to the one I just left. Because once a narcissist, to me, I'm explaining to you, once a narcissist is identified by me, I remove all emotions, all relation. Oh, that's my sister. We've known each other all of our lives with no problems. All of that is removed because it gets in the way of what the narcissist is doing. Right now, in order to, in order to, in order to let the narcissist show you who they are, you must allow them to show you. But how do you do this? By absolutely no resistance, nothing. Don't get me wrong. If they do something illegal, you show them resisting with the police. I'm just talking about when they try to hurt you, go with somebody else, and you find out you ignore it all. You let the narcissist believe. Listen, you let the narcissist believe that they're still getting away with everything they're doing behind your back or whatever. You just let them believe it, right? You need to see, like right now, I'm doing this with my sister. No resistance at all. The reason why I'm doing that, I need to see what I thought my sister would never do to me. I'm going to say that one more time. I must see and feel the things that my sister is doing to me now. I would have never in a million years, if somebody would have came up to me and said, "Hey, do you think your sister would do XYZ to you?" I would have said, "Hell no." They've said, "Why would you think that?" Because her and I have never had problems in our lives. So why would I ever think that? So now I'm just watching. It's like watching a movie, but the only way you can do this, all emotions must be removed, no matter what they do, no matter what they say to try to hurt you, do to you. It doesn't matter. None of it matters. I'm just watching it like a movie. Okay. I'm thinking to myself as I watch her, like it's almost like I'm behind the screen. I'm saying to myself, she doesn't even know she doesn't have a brother anymore. She doesn't even know she doesn't have a brother anymore. It's amazing. I'm 54, you guys. 54. My sister's like 3.5 years younger than me. All of those years are gone. I mean, those are gone. Everything that was uh all the memories shared and da 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 all the way up to this point, they're all gone. It doesn't mean anything anymore because of what she's doing now. I've always known. Now listen, this is and this is I didn't really come into this until she did it to me. Okay. I've always known my sister to men was always a low down dirty snake. I've always known that. Cheater, liar, you know, but I didn't really care because she wasn't doing it to me. You understand? I know it. I know you think, as a person, you don't really think, and that's my sister. She's never done nothing to me. I've never done nothing to her. But I'm like, damn, she be doing some low down dirty shit to dudes in front of me. Listen, knowing what I left, knowing the narcissist did the exact same thing. Listen, they have a pattern. The narcissist I was with, doing everything she's doing, she was doing the exact same thing. But I was like, it's not me, until the narcissist turns to me. My sister turns to me and thinks she's going to treat me like the way she treats other men. And then I go, no, you're not going to, no, you're not doing that to me. And I don't say it like that. I'm just saying in my head because once identified, I don't offer any resistance. If you believe that, the answer is no, you're not going to do that. So since I'm saying no, you can't use me, then narcissists go off on the deep end. Narcissists have never, listen, you guys got to understand this closely. They have never apologized for anything because they don't believe they're wrong in what they're doing. They believe the perspective of the world that they live in is the only perspective. There are millions of perspectives because each person has their own. So now I'm just watching like a movie. I'm seeing the things and feeling the things that I thought my sister would never in a million years do to me. Why would I think like that? You're probably saying to yourself, why would I think like that? Because these are things that I would never do to her, ever. These are things that I wouldn't even do my friends like that. I wouldn't even do that. So I'm thinking, okay, I guess she knows that she no longer has a brother. This is how narcissists think. Instead of apologizing sincerely, they go off on the deep end. So I'm watching my sister dive into the deep water. It's crazy to watch. It's unbelievable to watch. It's like, wow. Okay, all right. She does one thing after another. I'm like, damn, you're just going deeper, and you don't care. No, they don't care. Now you're saying to yourself, well, Linnell, does it hurt you? No, she's a narcissist. Narcissists get absolutely no energy from me, no matter who it is. That's what it means to be a chosen one. You have to be in control of your emotions. Once a narcissist is identified, that's it. That is it. Once a narcissist is identified, that is it. Man or woman, doesn't matter. And if you're involved, if it's a family member, if it's you're close like me, if it's like that, you have to see the things that you thought your sibling would never do to you. You have to see it. You have to feel it. Like I said before, once experience once experiencing the first narcissist, the next one is not that difficult at all. It's really not that difficult. You just identify. First I had to get past believing that, but I already actually knew it because I knew it before I listen, I always knew, like I said earlier, she was a low down dirty snake. I just never thought she would bite me. I'm like, yeah, my sister would never do that to me. No, there's no way. And each incident, listen, and there's multiple. Each incident, I say to myself, wow, yep, that's another one I didn't think she would do. There's another one I didn't think she would do. There's another one I didn't think she would do. Same thing with the original narcissist. There were so many things I had to see and feel from the narcissist that I lived with. I had to see and feel the things that I didn't think she would do to me. When I was, listen, let's go back for a minute. When I was trapped in the narcissistic fog, in love with a narcissist, she would come home with uh, things on her body, clear, like look like handprints. Uh, what else? Just lying, coming home. Oh, I was over my cousins, and this, that kind of stuff. I mean, the stuff is obvious now, but after a while, listen, after a while, I started watching her like a movie. I started seeing the things that I thought she would never do to me. And it gets worse and worse and worse. Why? Because they don't apologize for nothing. You have to be prepared for that. You have to be prepared for that. You have to understand and be prepared that they will never apologize. My sister doesn't have a brother anymore and she doesn't even know it. Do you know how listen, I know you can't really know because you're not connected with the love that me, like I have for her, and not vice versa. Listen, not even vice versa, because the love I have for her couldn't do those things at all. I couldn't do any of them. At first, a couple of things she was doing, I could feel the rage inside of me boiling up because of past experiences and all that, because of past experience. But I had to shut it down and watch. I'm mad, because the emotion pops up because I'm mad because my sister is doing these things to me. I'm looking at her like, what I just left. No, they don't. They don't know. Little did I know, they probably talk in the background. They probably talk in the background. Like this. Here, put it this way. The narcissist that I left, I guarantee you she follows me closely. Everywhere, everything I do, every social media account, she will contact my sister. This is how they work. She will contact my sister, point them to the video. My sister will listen because you got to remember, narcissists love gossip. They love it. They feed on it. They can't help themselves. I don't care what the narcissist that I left is doing. I don't care if she made 50 million videos. I don't need to know nothing. I'm just happy she's not with me doing it, anything. But they can't help themselves. They'll reach out, and guess what? They probably turn into buddies. And you probably say to yourself, oh, Linnell, that's impossible. No, you don't know narcissistic people. Over a blood, over a blood relative, LJ? Yes. I'm telling you guys, I would have never, if somebody came up to me and had this list of things that say like the list of things that my sister is doing to me now, and came up to me and said, "Hey, do you believe your sister would ever do these things on this list?" I would have turned to that person and said, "Absolutely not." You understand? Why not, Linnell? Because she's never done anything bad to me. I would have said it just like that. That's why this part of the process, that's why I'm making this video, because you're going to run into this part of the process during your awakening. It's going to happen. And here, I'm going to give you guys a little cheat sheet. All right. You actually know today. This is all you got to do. Look, so let's go to family members. Look how they live their lives. Just look, do they live it correctly? Look how they currently live their life. All I got to do is take a step back and just look how my sister currently lives her life. For some reason, listen, for some reason, I thought she would not include me in that life. That's what I thought. Why did I think that? Because she's my sister. When it comes to narcissists, it doesn't matter. You will have to accept that. And now I know it seems hard. Now, listen, I know you're listening to me, but I need to help you guys understand this. I went through the worst kind of narcissistic relationship. Out of all the narcissists, she was the worst because there's different levels of type of narcissist. She was everything. Any narcissist after her is a piece of cake, no matter if it's my sister or not. It doesn't matter. She doesn't even know. Listen, this a narcissist is so deep in their shit. She has no idea. Once I leave here, she will never ever see or hear from me ever again, ever. I mean that. The narcissist that I left, she absolutely knows that. She knew when I left her, crying. I had about 15 crying voicemails, begging and pleading for me not to leave her. Imagine the pain. Listen, and she was a girlfriend that I was in a 6-year relationship with, and she experienced that kind of pain, right? Imagine the pain that my sister's going to feel when she finally realizes that what she hopefully, maybe, we'll see. It won't matter to me because she'll never be allowed to get that close to me ever again to even put me into a position to have to watch her like a movie. Do you understand? That will never happen again, ever. For some reason, the program of family is this, the family, it's okay. No, it's not. That's a program too. Let me explain something to you guys. Love is love. If a person loves you, no matter who they are, they're not going to do evil things to you, period. Let me tell you something. God has put me on this journey for a reason to experience the things that I'm experiencing so I can share them with you. You have to erase, remove, we're family, this and that, all that. You got to remove that. If this person's hurting you, you got to remove all that and say, is this human being, look at them as a human being, which they are. Is this human being hurting me? Yes, because with narcissists, listen, with narcissists, if you don't say nothing and just be in the background complaining and uh, uh, bitching about it, and you're not changing it, you're not stopping them from doing what they're doing to you, they're going to continue to do it. They're going to continue to do it because it's not because if you just let them do it, you're in their perspective of the world. Why would they change anything? You're in their world. They're still getting away, doing whatever negative thing they're doing. I'm just watching my sister like a movie in unbelief. I just can't believe it. Well, no, let me take that back. I do believe it. Let me say it correctly. I'm watching it. She's showing me, and I believe her. You must believe what a narcissist shows you, not what they tell you, what they show you. Narcissists have a pattern. They listen, and you got to be prepared. They've never said sorry to anybody in their lives. So when you confront them, when you stop them from harming you, when you tell them no, you're not going to do that to me, they're going to go off on the deep end. They're going to, don't get me wrong, they're going to cry and hurt, but they're going to do that in silence. They're not going to do that in front of anybody. You got to remember, they don't do that kind of stuff in front of people. They do that in silence. I have proof of that. They do it. Narcissist, listen, I know it's kind of hard to believe because it's my sister. She's an identified narcissist to me now, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if she's my sister. You understand? Narcissists can be anybody controlled by the devil. It really is true. During a couple of fights with the narcissist, people don't believe this, but a couple of fights with well, more than that, 3 or 4 fights, like bad ones, you can see it in their eyes. Their eyes go black, completely black. When I would see that in their eyes, this is what I would say to myself. Uh, I better go a different direction because she's about to completely lose it and not care what she's about to do. And then I started thinking like this. Whenever if you're thinking like this, you there's a reason why you're thinking like this. I used to start thinking like, I wonder if she would hurt me physically. As soon as my mind started, I know this now. I'm just telling you after the fact. As soon as I thought that, I should have been out of there. Because there's never once I was at home with my mother. Let's just use my mother for example. I never was with my mother. Never once in my life and a thought came to my mind. Would my mother physically harm me? That's never been a thought in my mind ever. But when I was with the narcissist, I was thinking about it more and more and more. I had to ask God to get me out of it, and He did. Voila, I'm here. And God said, "Uh oh, you got another test coming." I'm like, "Who? Your sister?" No way, God. She would not do that to me, God. Well, you know I'm God because I'm not literally. I'm just saying this is how I just translate it, right? Well, I guess you got to see it for yourself. Don't interfere. What do you mean by don't interfere? No resistance of whatever she does. Do not resist her. What if she tries this and that and does this and that? Let her. You have to see it. You cannot give, listen, you cannot give narcissists any of your energy. They're begging for it, good or bad. This is the strength of a chosen one. Okay. This is what comes with it. You just turn it off. I just turn it off. It's not a problem for me. Oh, you're going to keep on doing it? Turned off. That's it. It's turned off. You're an identified narcissist. Doesn't matter if she's my sister. Doesn't matter if we didn't have any problems our entire lives ever. Are you prepared to do that? Can you do that? Are you strong enough to do that? You have to find yourself first. I promise you that. First, get rid of all the people outside of your life that are causing you problems, and then you resolve the internal problems. Once you do that, and if you've ever experienced a narcissist and you escaped, every other narcissist after that is a piece of cake. It's not even a problem. I see the narcissist, they do all the dumb shit, and I'd be like, I don't care what you do, you're not doing anything. You're not getting any energy from me. And when this is over, I will thrive like I always have, and you'll never see me again, ever, until the day I die. Are you prepared to do that to a family member? If not, you're going to be living in a hell on earth for the rest of your life. I don't care if it's your mama, daddy, brother, and sister. If they know they are purposely hurting you, it's time to remove them. Purposely using you, it's time to remove them. How do you do that? By taking all your energy back. No resistance, nothing. You must see and feel this person that says they love you. You must see and feel what you thought they would never do to you. You must see it. And the only way for you to do that is let them show you by no resistance. No resistance to a narcissist. They will show you all the way because they will never say sorry. So the only other choice is to show you. Let me read some of these in here. I see you guys writing. I be on, I try to, what's up, Nick? I try to just stay on task here. What's up, Kanika? Kanita, excuse me, Kanita. Kanita Johnson, hello, welcome. Conversing with Kanita and family. Oh, okay, that's her whole thing. Family narcs are the worst, I'm sure, sure. What's up, Dark Phobia? I have no drama in my life right now. In my life now, I will not tolerate any of that from a narc, sure not. Thank you, LJ, for sharing. I had to leave a family member, narc too. No point of saying anything ever again. No, just leave. Whatever you know, with us, normal people, we like to sit down, have a talk. Let me tell you something. I've never had a relationship ever, and I'm not even black because now I'm awake. All right, I wouldn't accept anything less. But I've never had I don't know if you're in a relationship with a narcissist, you cannot sit down at a table on a couch and have a normal adult conversation that sticks on the main topic at task on stick on the main task at hand. You can't. I look forward to that, to being in a relationship, have a disagreement with my partner, and sit down and have a talk about it. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. It's true. You're so right. They are evil for sure, for sure. Love should not hurt. It doesn't. Hey, it doesn't hurt. I'm saying it right now. Love does not hurt. Long as you always remember that, it doesn't hurt. And as soon as somebody try to use it to hurt, that person's removed immediately because there are millions upon millions of perspectives, right? The perspective I live in, none of that happens. There's love, there's respect for each other, there's no purposely hurting you. When I say I love you, I actually do. You have nothing to fear of it. It's for real. Uh, Uh, if I say, "Hey, woman, I'm with you," you will have no fear of me seeing any women behind your back, uh, fooling around on you. None of that because that doesn't exist in my perspective. When you hear, put it this way, when you hear a word like, let's say, ghosting, when somebody just leaves you for no reason at all, just and they think when you hear a term like that, that means there are many, many people doing it. But what I'm here to explain this to you is this: that is a perspective of life. Only people that live in that perspective believe ghosting is normal. In my perspective, that doesn't happen. Nobody just leaves without explanation or does something to you and think it's okay and don't say sorry. That doesn't happen here. I live in a place where people do not know this exists. And so you probably think, well, LJ, you just said your sister's doing it. Yeah, she's doing it. I've identified her. The only reason, listen, and the only reason why I'm even saying this, she was undercover. She was masked as my sister. This particular narcissist was masked as my sister. That's the only reason why she even got that close to me. But now that she's identified, I ripped off the sister mask and identified her as a narcissist. So that means she's no longer part of my perspective, ever again, ever. They are very broken people. Very broken people. What's up, Stephen? Was the fact that you were living in her home part of the problem, LJ? Would the problems have lessened if you got your own place? Well, put it this way, Stephen. I've lived with my sister a few times because I've always been the family member that has tried shit, tried different shit, didn't work, start over. I just, that's just been me. Right. And people think, why don't you just, no, I'm not settled. I just don't do that. Right. My issue is this, Stephen. My sister is a user of men. She's been that way all of her life. She just uses men. She's never been married, never lived with a man. Same as my mom. But my mom's, I don't know. I don't know about my mom. I got to think back, but just for my sister. My sister is a user of men. I just thought I thought she would never do that to me. But now that I'm out, I'm like, okay, that was dumb of me to think that she would never do that to me because it doesn't matter. The problem is this, Stephen. My sister started trying to use me, and I just said, no, you're not going to use me. And she doesn't like it. To me, it doesn't matter. I don't care how she feels about using me. I don't care if she doesn't like it. I don't care if it offends her. It doesn't matter. That's irrelevant. All I'm doing is just watching. Because I still grew up with her. I still known her all my life. We still share a whole bunch of memories. I have to see this, and this solidifies it. It's like it's putting a nail in the coffin of never seeing me again. Each time she does something, I'm like, yeah, that's another thing I didn't think you would do to me. Okay, there's another nail. There's another one. It's like I have no idea what you could do to even. I'm sure it's going to kick in later, because narcissists will. They do things in when they're alone, when nobody's around. Because I tell you this, the narcissist I was with, she had she had these blacked out shades for her windows. I mean, use these particular shades. If it's sunny outside, you don't see nothing. She lived up in that room with those clothes on beautiful sunny days. I used to always come up there and say, why are you up here with the shades closed and you don't want to come outside and enjoy the sunny weather? Because she's a dark narcissist. Dark demon souls love the dark. My sister's the same way. I have to open up the curtains, let some light through in the house, and da da da. They do not like sunlight for some odd reason. Maybe because they live in the dark. Let the narcissist show you who they are. Now think about it like this. Say like you are a person that has just come across my channel. You've identified the person that you're with as a narcissist. Now you got to figure out how to escape. Okay. If you are a person that truly, listen, you got to listen closely, truly need to escape, and you believe that there is no way out because they have all the money, you have kids with them, you live with them, you have no job, they do, blah, blah, blah. Everything the narcissist is using against you. When the narcissist leaves and you're alone, you ask God to help you. God knows if now when you ask God, God will know if you're pretending or if you're serious. And when you do seriously ask God for help, you must get out of the way. What does that mean? You cannot interfere no matter what the narcissist does. Because you cannot let, by no resistance, listen, when there's no resistance, the narcissist believes that they're just getting away with everything they normally get away with as normal. You must let them believe that. You must let them show you all the things that you thought this person would never, ever do to you, because they will get worse. If you don't respond to something they do, that something they did to hurt you, they'll do something even more worse. If you don't respond to that, they'll do something worse. And you got to feel each and everything that they do. What does this do? This makes sure, this makes sure that when you finally had enough and you finally got your exit plan together, listen, you got to listen to this part closely. When you've got everything together in the background while they're steady doing bad shit, you're just marking down, making a mental note, writing it down, everything they do. When you finally make your move and leave, they're going to beg you like you've never seen before. They're going to do all and say all the things that you've been asking them to do the entire relationship. They're going to pull out every single thing that they need to do to try to keep you, but they don't know it's too late. And you're going to pull out the list that you wrote down to keep a reminder so you can read everything they did during the process of you leaving. So you don't fall for the phone calls, the begging and the pleading, and when they go to family members and friends to try to tell you, you're going to ignore it all. And each friend, listen, and if they go to a friend, we call them flying monkeys. They go to a friend, and then that friend reaches out to you on the narcissist's behalf. You turn to the friend and say, if you ever do that again, you and I are not going to be friends anymore. You understand? Any message that the narcissist tells you to give to me, you better keep it to yourself or tell the narcissist not to tell you. It'll be between you and it. But if you bring it to me, you will no longer be in my life. You got to mean that. And when you say it to them, don't say it in text. This is another important part. Okay. Don't say it in text. You say it in person as you're looking in their eyes. You're not looking around. You're not looking up and down. You're not looking like, you're not even sounding like you're nervous to tell them. You tell them. Because people don't look. Have you noticed? People don't look into each other's eyes too long. As a chosen one, I look there and stay there. You bring me another message like that from that narcissist, you will no longer be in my life. Do you understand? Okay, cool. They will take that message right back to the Hey, yeah, I tried to do that. Yeah, I can't do that. Or they're going to be with them. That friend right there has a choice. You either be their friend or my friend. Which one you going to be? Because even as a friend, you got to give the friend the benefit of the doubt. People don't know who narcissists are. So you have to let the friend know. Right when you let the friend know, if the friend comes back again with a different message, that person is no longer your friend because you gave them the choice. Always give everybody the benefit of the doubt by giving them a, a clear and concise choice, and you let them make it. And you got to follow through. In order to reach the peace, in order to reach the next perspective of which there is peace, there are no narcissists. There are no narcissists here because we don't allow them here. You must remove every single one in your current perspective. Do you understand? They must be left there. They must be left in the current perspective. Question: are narcs usually one-sided? They don't know how to reciprocate. No, they don't. The only perspective narcissists live in is their own. What perspective is that? Cheating, lying, everything is okay. They lie, cheat, steal, physically abusive. And you're thinking that's normal? Yeah, in their perspective. You cannot have, they never say sorry ever. They're because they don't think they're wrong. See that you guys got to make sure you guys listen. In their perspective of even though it's clearly wrong, when you cheat, listen, it's not really that difficult. You're in a relationship, you cheat. That's wrong. In their perspective, it's not. Do you understand? Oh, you're not doing this. This is why I did it. Okay. In your perspective, that's cool. I don't live there. What they do in that perspective, like now that I understand as a chosen one, when I was living in the narcissistic, which is the majority, the narcissistic perspective, I looked weak. I looked like easy prey. That's why they were cheating on me and lying to me, because I'm in their perspective of the world and I didn't know it. Now that I'm not, that doesn't happen. That will never happen again, ever. Do you understand? That's a perspective, and there are millions of perspectives. So, as a chosen one, I understand this now. Each person has their own perspective. Oh, you got to do this and look like, no, no, you don't. No, none of that is true, you guys. None of that. All I do is, are you a narcissist or not? I don't care what you look like. I don't care where you live. Are you you don't I don't have to ask this question anymore. I just watch them. Narcissists have a pattern. Lying, uh what else? Their stories never make, put it this way. Their stories never make sense ever. You can't ignore it. They don't make any sense. They're always it's any problem in their life, it was always somebody else's fault. It was never, all you got to do is listen to them. All you got to do is this: ask a narcissist what happened in their last relationship. It will always be 100%. This is how you got to do it. Ask for the recent relationship. Just listen to see if they blame the other person. And then you say, well, what about the one before that one? Oh, it was their fault too. And the one before that, their fault too. That's a narcissist. This is my first time watching your content, and you are dropping gems about the nasty. Yeah, I appreciate that because I went through it. I personally was involved with the worst narcissist ever. What's up, Wayman? How you doing, sir? The longer a man lives under his evolving constitution, the more he realizes that even in a room full of people and a phone full of numbers, the only human whom he really may have in life is himself. Yeah, it's just me. I know who I am now. Before living in the narcissistic perspective, I didn't know who I was. I'm like, why do they think I'm a punk? You think you could just lie to my face? Yeah. Why? Because I was in the wrong perspective. Uh, Calibri, hey, welcome. I just cut off two of my narc sisters. Congratulations on that. Who played triangulation, lies, all the patterns. Yep, controlling, one-sidedness. Yep, you got to transaction. You got to remove them. I then cut out no. Hey, listen. If you're new to the channel, you have to go no contact with a narcissist. Absolutely no contact. Like I live with my sister. I only talk to her when it's necessary. Doesn't bother me. No energy transfer. They get no energy. You give them none, bad or good, none. No contact. Once I left my original narcissist, oh man, I went no contact. Oh, she was begging, pleading, making up stuff. Can you call me about this bill? What about this? No, I know you just want to talk to me. No, you get no energy, none, zero. You got to starve them of it. Once you get out, you can spot them a mile away. Easy. God, open up your third eye on these creatures. I can't stand them, and they know what they're doing. See, like let me give an example, Kanita. Once you, not saying how you feel about them today is wrong. Okay, I make sure, because I like to say this right because it's really kind of hard. But once you identify them, they won't. You won't really even be saying, "Oh my God, they're so evil." Yeah, they are. Unfortunately, yeah. But once you Once you see them, they're nothing. You can, just like you said, you can see them a mile away. They won't even affect you emotionally no more. You're like, oh, especially if they're not related to you, they're not. You're just like, once I leave here, I'll never see that person again anyway. So it doesn't matter. But you're right. You're very right. Narcs just don't accept responsibility. They don't know. Well, that's true because they're never wrong in their perspective. I want people to really understand this. They're not wrong in their perspective. They must be removed. They must stay amongst themselves where they think ghosting, all of them that are in that perspective, ghosting and cheating and lying to each other, they all live there. Here, let me give you an example because people misunderstand this. Say like there's a married woman and she's fooling around with another guy, all right? And the guy knows that she's married. But the guy thinks, well, it ain't me. I'm not married to her. So I'm not in it. They're all in it. Once the guy knows that she's married and he continues to mess with her, he's in the same perspective as her because they have like energies. What's the like energy? She's fooling her. She looks for guys that are accepting of married women fooling around on their husbands, and she found a guy that knows she's married, and so and but he's still willing to have sex with her. They have like energies. If I'm out on the street and a woman approaches me, but she tells me she's married, it ends right there on the street. It goes no further because I don't live in that perspective. Once I say, "Oh, you're married," we can still have a relationship. Now I'm in it. I had the most evil narc and I had to get out. God saved my life. Sounds like me. Sounds exactly like me. They think well, put it this way. It looks, when we are in their perspective, Kanita, when we're in their perspective, we look like we're stupid. Why do we look like we're stupid? Because we're walking around being in love, doing things that you're loving your partner, how you're supposed to love them. Not lying to them, not cheating, not checking their phone, not thinking they're cheating on you. So we're stupid. It looks like that, but they don't understand that when you're not in that perspective and you're in love like that, that's true. None of that happens. But you got to understand the majority of people are in that perspective. They think that's normal. Let me get them before they get me. Let me have backup just in case. And that's all. They don't know that they live there. If I came out and said, "Hey," out into public and said, "Hey, that's not true. You can have, oh, that's bull, that's BS, and this and that, whatever." They are energy vampires. You are just to be used. That's true. You're saying a dark phobia, but you don't have to let them suck your energy. I would never let let me make sure this is clear. My sister is the very last narcissist that will ever be that close to me. Do you guys understand? First, God said, I have to identify her. She's identified. God help me identify her. She is the very last narcissist that will ever be that close to me, ever. That includes my children. That includes other family members. If I identify them as a narcissist, they're out of here. I've been learning about narcissism for a couple years now. Sadly, I live with it. I live with a couple of narcs in my building. Exactly. When they're not, if they're not in relationship with you, I would just stay away from them. I've identified, like, I go to this particular barbershop. I could feel one. I could feel one doesn't like me. I just don't talk to them. I'm just, oh, okay, you don't like me for some odd reason. All right, I just stop talking to you. It's not a big deal. One of the narcs I suspect is I suspect a psycho raged at me 3 years ago. He showed up, his black eyes, yep, on me. I've seen those black eyes before, and kicked a metal chair to show. Wow, yeah, that's true. Soul ties with many people, so many people. That's they do. Hell, Jay, I'm a bit late. Oh, no problem, man. You must. It will get, put it this way, it will get easier. I thank God for my first narcissistic experience. Uh, God gave me the worst of them all, the top level narcissist, physically violent, cheater, liar. Uh, oh man, she was everything. I mean, everything. Leave for the weekends, pretend she's spending all night with her grandmother's. Leave out at night, have rendezvous with men in cars. It was horrible. It was horrible. It was a horrible, horrible experience, right? But first of all, God knew how much pain I could handle. But he also knew that that is the amount of pain it would take to awaken me to their existence. Because that when I was in it, of course, I'm just focused on her. Why is she doing this to me? What? Because she's doing it to me, right? But I'm thinking after a while, I'm like, there's a whole bunch of her, man or women, man or woman. They are the majority. They are the majority. But that doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter that they're the majority, as long as you can see them. Because you've got to remember, now I can see them. Now you have to know, I can see them, but they can't see me unless I let them see me. They can they can feel me. They can feel me when I come into a room. They just don't know. And then as soon as I start speaking, I notice my voice, the way I speak. It, it's natural to me. I don't really, but it's very. I've had it described as confident. You went to college. Uh, you must know something. You know, I guess it's just the way I speak. Let me see. Uh, man, these names, boy, you got whew. Tigra. I hope I said that right. T. That's look. I'm on my phone, so I'm sorry. He screamed at me. He screamed at me with them black eyes. Everybody sees those black eyes. I'm gonna come back to those black eyes. Let you guys know when I feel black in it. Okay, let me go back. He screamed at me with them black eyes out in my mouth, like. But then, next time they say it just he's. They say he just screamed in the middle, like. Okay, I'm trying to understand what you're saying to me, and I apologize if I'm reading this wrong. He screamed at me with them black eyes out in my mouth, kissing, like thumbs up. But then the next time they said he just screamed in the middle, like, so he just laughed out the whole way to get back on my. I can't. I'm kind of reading because the way you're describing it, because narcissists be doing some crazy stuff. So I got to come back to that. Kanita says, I can't stand their narc childish rage. Right. Oh my God. It's like a grown child. You're right. I know exactly, tearing up stuff, yelling. She used to always tear up my stuff and went for my favorite stuff, my laptops, my microphone for podcasts. Oh my God. That did it for me. And I planned my escape. Yep. But Tigra says, but she chased me. She didn't know I wasn't a woman. She didn't know I didn't even want that. And then when I come home, I just don't know if you're coming to me. I know you're going choice. Okay. All right. Gang Green Thumb says, in earlier days, how long did you believe her? Okay. How long before you figured out how I fooled myself giving her the benefit of the doubt for a decade before I quite literally kicked her to the okay, that's a really good question. I gotta make sure I don't throw in after the fact stuff now. But when I go back, when I first met her, let me tell you the things now that, okay, put it this way. How will you know these particular things? If you're ever with them and they do something that stops you in your tracks, right? They stop you in your track like, what? You guys know they do it all the time. You'll be going along with your day as everything is normal. And then one day out of the blue, they'll do something that makes you stop and say, huh? That's a sign. That's a flag. Because everything, now that in my perspective, let me make sure it's clear. In my perspective of the world, everything makes sense. There's always a logical explanation for something that confuses you. Really easy to explain. The truth, listen, the truth is easy, always easy to explain. The narcissist will do something that will confuse you. Now today, if I come across a narcissist that does something, everything stops. You guys think I'm joking? I'm not. Everything stops. And I say to the person, you have to make sense what you just said to me. Make it make sense. Else we're not going any further. Further than what? This conversation. You said something to me that I'm confused about. You need to make me unconfused. Because everything I do or say in a relationship, it all makes sense because it's the truth. You have to catch them in their tracks. So I remember the first time, because she lived in a different state when we met, right? I remember the first time she was supposed to fly and come visit me. I set the ticket up. I said, this is a month in advance. Okay. I set the ticket up, paid for everything. All she had to do was show up at the airport. Do you know she missed the plane? And you know what she said to me? Oh, it was traffic. I said to myself, how long you been living in that city? You don't know about like, put it this way. I live in Seattle, Washington. If I'm going to fly out on the plane, I'm at the airport 2 hours before the plane flies out. I'm there because I know anything can happen. So I'm there a couple hours before, if not more. It counts on the time of the season or whatever, right? I'm there, but she missed the plane and then blamed traffic, and then this is when I started getting the first taste of ghosting. She was like, "Oh my God, you were so mad about me missing that plane. You were just so angry." I was thinking, what? I wasn't mad. I was more confused. But that was my first taste of ghosting. When they take something and twist it and make it sound like you were acting or saying something different than what you really did say. It started it comes on gradually. Okay. When I didn't know the experience of a narcissist, but I didn't really figure it out until 6 years later. I was with her 6 years. I didn't put it this way. She already had she already had broke me down. I mean, I had asked God to help me out. I said, God, that's enough. I don't know what to do to get out of this. God came in, swooped me out like a Superman, and that's it. But God knew I was asking him seriously. I wasn't I wasn't asking because I really wanted the relationship fixed. I really wanted to stay with her. I really wanted her to turn around and say sorry and say no. I was ready to leave, no matter what. And I would have left everything. You hear me? You got to be prepared to leave everything to save your own life. There's no material anything in the world that's worth more than my life. That's what you got to say to yourself. You can't be like, oh my God, what about my car, my house? What about your life? You know, they can build another car and house, but they can't replace you. That's what I said. That's what I accepted. And then once I did that and stayed out the way, God took care of everything. Stuff, listen, God did it so well, people don't even believe this. You wouldn't even believe it if I told you, but I'm gonna just tell you guys. Do you know she packed up all my stuff neatly in boxes and wrote on each and every box what was in it, folded my clothes in the box and everything? I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. Who did that? God. This woman was horrible. I said, God, take it. I stepped out the way. I got all my stuff back, or everything back. I thought for sure I wasn't going to see anything. I wasn't going to see all my stuff, all my important documents. I thought I was going to get nothing back. I got everything back. Because of who? God. I appreciate that, Kanita. I appreciate that. This is you guys here, you guys are at the very beginning of this new journey of mine. I'm taking you with me as a chosen one. You guys get to learn from my experience personally while I'm going through it. I want you guys to I want you guys to see and hear in my voice. Like you guys can hear I'm telling you about my sister, but I'm not like, oh my God, I'm gonna lose my sister. Why not? Because I'm losing a narcissist out of my life. That's not, I don't care who she is. She's a narcissist, period. Disguised as my sister. That's what I see in my eyes. How can I be like this? Because I escaped the first one. I don't come into I don't have to I'm not coming into this particular situation like, oh my God, why is my sister doing this to me? Why she keeps doing that? No, that's a narcissist doing something. Well, trying to do something to me. Why do narcs start? I don't know. I don't know why they do what they do. All I know is this. I just identify them and keep them where they do that stuff. Try not to try not to put into too much energy as to why narcs do what they do. Just understand that. Make sure they don't do it to you. That's all you have to worry about. You see them and like, oh, you're a narc. They don't get to do nothing now. Think about it. I want you to think about it. Once you identify a narcissist, now they don't get to do anything to you. They can't because you don't allow it. They do that on purpose. They will miss planes, trains, and buses thinking you have to wait on that. Exactly. They do that stuff on purpose. I believe it for sure. If you're wrapped up in one, let them do what they do. Do not show any resistance. Let them mess around on you, lie to you, and while you just plan your escape. But the purpose of watching what they do is so you will get over this love feeling. Stop. Look, oh, this is the biggest one. This is the biggest one. Okay. Stop having sex with them. Stop. Yes, they're going to go off. I guess I'm going to get it from somebody else, whatever. You need to see it and feel it. You need to, when you do that, when you stop having sex with them, and when they say that, I guess I'm going to get it from somewhere else. You need to hear that because somebody that loves you would never do that to you. The man I am today, I would never fool around on my woman. I would never tell her that I'm going to find it somewhere else. I would never do that ever. Narcissists do that. Why? Because that's what they do in their perspective of life. They think that is normal. But you need to hear it. You need to hear them look in your eyes and say, I just had sex with somebody. It was your best friend. We've been doing it behind your back. You need to feel it. You need to feel it. That's the person that says they love you. All that does is when you're planning your escape, it solidifies that you don't come back. When they say it to you, you can cry, do whatever you want. Don't be afraid to cry in front of them. You can cry, it doesn't matter. Just show them no resistance. Let them, hey, listen, let them get off on you crying. It don't matter. You need to hear them laugh at you crying. I know it sounds crazy, but you must feel it. I guarantee you this, once you get away from them, you will never let a narcissist make you cry again because you won't even let them near you. Feel that pain. Feel, look at them. When you're crying and they're laughing, look at them in their eyes, look at their smile. Look at their maybe jump around pointing at you. Just look at them. Don't, no resistance. Let it burn in your skull, burn in your mind. Ah, okay. All right. Yeah. Let them do it. Oh, you're such a pussy. Look at you crying. Yeah. Yeah. I'm a pussy. But when you leave them, guess what? They're going to be doing the exact same thing from the exact same thing you're doing. But what you're not going to get enjoyment from because you're not even going to be there to see them do it. You're going to know it's all fake anyway. No snakes on the plane that day, sure ain't. The narcissist curse. The narcissist curse the new day and uh man, this phone. Profane it. I hope I said that right. Probably not. What belongs to God because they are the friends of your enemy, the devil, the devil that goes against the truth. Oh, they do. They do. Hello. I had a situation that with the Greyhound bus. He keeps lying, saying he was on the bus. Oh, okay, got it. And he was never on any bus. You just made me think about that. You gotta. It's really, in my new perspective, everything makes sense. When you come across somebody that says something to you that doesn't make sense, that's a red flag. It's a red flag. If you're having sex with a narcissist, stop doing it. They're sucking all your energy out of you. It's keeping you bonded to them. You must end having sex. Do you know when I started cutting out? I started before I knew who I was, who I am today. Back then, God was telling me, stop having sex with her. But our sex life, you notice, when it comes to sex, it's usually the best part of the relationship because that's all they have to get you. They do, but you're not special. They do that to everybody. They make it seem like, oh my God, I've never done this with anybody. They're lying. I just subscribed to your channel first time here. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. The male narc the male narc I walked into the gym a couple years ago. Oh shit, he was pleasuring himself. He was aware that I am gay. Okay. I turned away and walked out. The narc I walked into the gym a couple years ago. Okay, got it. He was pleasuring himself inside the gym. God, oh my goodness. Okay. He was aware that I am gay. Oh, got it. See, that stuff is sick. That's sick. My narc told me he can have anyone in our town that he wants. I was thinking to myself, I would never tell my spouse that even if they were true. I was confused, but you know what they do? I think, luckily, I was never a person with low self-esteem. And the narcissist that I was with, she used to always say weird shit like that. Oh, I can get a manage. You want me to pick up the phone and call another? I'm like, why do you always say that? Like I can't do the same. I don't get it. But that's used to try to break down your self-esteem, make you put it in your mind that they always have somebody, they always have somebody in the background. I mean, which they do. They always have somebody or multiple people. I promise you that. Narcissists don't understand our human language because we don't speak their twisted language, which is the language of lies. Yeah, that's all a perspective. It's all a perspective, you guys. It's all a perspective. I thank God, put it this way, I thank God that He has helped me identify my sister as a narcissist. Thank you, God. I thank Him every morning because I meditate every morning. And every morning even at night, I thank Him for this experience with the narcissist that I had in a relationship and helping me identify my sister as one. I think, and people don't understand why. Why would you? Because say it like this is going to happen. This channel here will first blow up all over the United States and then all over the world. Okay. What would I have naturally done if it said like it happened today? Say like somebody got a hold of this channel, got news where, oh my God, LJ, I can't believe that you discovered all this, and it just blew up all over the world. I would have naturally brought her in. I would have naturally brought a narcissist into my business. You do not, listen, you do not want to be directly involved in business with a narcissist. I was with one. And the narcissist I was with, we created a business together. We sure did. Do you know we built that together? And then as it progressed and it started thriving, she thought it was hers. This is my business. Wait, what? At first, when I heard her say that, I used to think, oh, she just talking shit. No, she really believed that. She would just take the money out the business account, transfer it all into her personal account. I said, you can't do that. That's not your money. Plus, it doesn't work like that. You can't just do that. You think she cared? She didn't care. I would have naturally brought my sister, who I loved, into my business. Can you imagine getting a narcissist out of a, say, like the business was making multi-millions of dollars? You think she would have left quietly? Absolutely not. Now she will never be part of it, ever. No way. That's that's the program. You got to remember, narcissists can be disguised as anybody. And when they get in as a family member, and you're like, oh, this is my brother and sister, of course I'm bringing them into my business that was given to me by God. They don't deserve it, so they're going to abuse it. They're not going to treat it like you. They're not going to treat it like you. You better not do that. I had to I had to leave that business, leave everything. You can have it. See ya. Long as I get rid of you. I get here, recover, take a year to recover from the narcissist. And what God says, oh, you got another one. I'm like, I got another one. Why? Because you asked to leave your current perspective. So we gotta make sure you don't bring some, you gotta make God had to make sure I didn't try to bring somebody into my new perspective, which is my sister. They gotta stay. They're dirty, low down snakes that will bite you. My own sister bit me. If anybody said, hey, man, do you think your sister would bite you? I would have said, hell no. I would have been wrong. I had 100% trust with my sister to zero. People don't even think that's possible, but deep in your heart, you know it's true. You just locked in. What would family members say if I no longer talk to my sister or brother? Fuck them. Stay with them then. You hear my voice? You think I'm joking? No. When you're a chosen one, it's direct like that. Goodbye. I remember the first time, let me tell you something. People think people don't believe the black eyes. Oh, you're tripping. You're watching too many movies. When you say a narcissist black eyes, that is 100% true. The first time I saw the black eyes, I thought I was tripping. I'm tripping. Man, I got to stop smoking weed or something. You start making up stupid shit. And then when I saw him again, I was like, uh-oh, that's true. And when you see those black eyes, you got to stop and say, okay, all right. Then you got to start thinking about yourself. You got to throw out all. I'm gonna be a punk if I stop fighting back for my. You gotta disengage, because that at that point you got to remember the devil's in full control, and the devil don't care. And you don't know where movies and we got shows talking about relationships, people taking the lives of other people because they're angry. Are you crazy? When I saw the black eyes, I just shifted. This was a natural thing that happened. I saw him when I saw him the second time. I said, all right, I just, it looks like you're submitting or something. I'm not fully submitting, but I'm like, okay, you're right. All right, next time I'll do this, whatever. You do whatever it takes to get out of that particular situation because they don't care. The one I was with, she would have took my life. Do you understand me? She would have took my life before letting me go. That 100%, 100%, no doubt in my mind. So I had to make sure that didn't happen. You know how many times I try to leave? It is the weirdest thing. They want you to stay. Let and use you and dog you, but then as soon as you say no, they be like, no, don't leave. What do you mean don't leave? What are you talking about? In their perspective, you stay until they're done with you, and then when they want to discard you, no, no, you don't get to do that to me. Absolutely not. You guys understand what I'm saying? I'm watching my sister. She has no idea. She doesn't have a brother anymore. And it still doesn't phase them. It still doesn't phase her. She doesn't even know she doesn't have a brother. That would have killed me. I would have never. There's nothing in this world that would have just separated me from my sister. And I'm looking at her when she talks and does things. I'm just saying in my mind. And one time she said it. She's like, I feel like our relationship is different. Oh, it's different. You just don't know yet because I'm still physically here. Remember, they're not gonna feel the full effect until you physically leave. First, you gotta mentally leave. When you're in it and you're like, oh, I'm gonna pack my stuff and do all this. No, no, stop all that. Stop all that. Stop all that. You have to prepare yourself mentally first. The first step, you gotta make up in your mind that this is over. Second step, you ask God to help you. And then as soon as you ask God, this is a requirement. You must step out of the way. You cannot interfere. You cannot respond. You cannot get revenge with whatever they do, as long as it's not illegal, whatever they're doing. I'm talking about the things that are meant to hurt you emotionally, okay? Ignore it all. You got to be strong. Ignore it. Because one day the pain is going to go away. It's going to go away. Listen, think about the boyfriend or girlfriend you had 10 years ago. You thought that was the worst pain ever. But today you're like, you just kind of giggle about it. This will be the same. Yeah, she would have torn it. You better believe she would have torn it down. Now she gets to watch me thrive in the same business. That's the lovely part about when you get out as a chosen one. Now she gets to see me thrive in the same business. Sure do. Sure do. I love it too. Love it. She's probably listening to this live cast right now. She follows me everywhere. Everywhere. She can't help it. They will they're here to steal your soul. That's their purpose. And they steal most of your soul through sex. People don't if people don't understand that. People think it's bullshit. All you gotta do is think about it. I want you to think about it. This is energy. You think about how much energy you have to build up before you can orgasm. You can't just stop. You can't just sit on the couch and say, okay, I'm orgasm right now. You have to build up that energy. And then when you do, you feel like you just ran a sprint. That's all energy. So when you have sex with a narc, they're sucking all your energy. Have you ever noticed this? Put it this way. Have you ever noticed that this happened? This happened to me all the time. And I couldn't quite put my finger on it when it was happening, but I noticed when we would get in a fight, right? Of course, she started it, right? And then we make up and then we have sex, right? And then I noticed right after sex, she would be done and like all is forgiven. Like she didn't have to say sorry for what she did. And we don't even talk about what caused the problem in the beginning. It was immediately over. And I thought to myself, I was saying to myself, I notice every time we have sex, she's taking it as I forgive her for what she did to me. Yes, exactly. So that's why you must have stop. That's why you must stop. And the first time, I'll never forget the first time I turned her down, which was hard because we had a great sex life. I turned her down. She flipped out. She was like, "Oh my God, please get me." So I was like, "No, we have to talk. No." Oh, God, she said to me this. I kid you not. She said, "God said, let's take a shower." I was like, "What?" She said, "God said, let's take a shower together." I was like, "Absolutely not. I know where you want to get me in the shower." No. And then what happened after that? I guess I got to get it from somewhere else. See you later. I guess you do. I didn't say that. I just was hurt when she said it, but she wasn't lying. She went and did it. She did it all the time. Listen, they are the majority, people. All the terms you hear, ghosting, all these cute terms for bad things they do to each other in relationships. Anytime you hear terms, that means millions upon millions of people are doing it. That's why the term exists. Terms only evolve, only become uh, alive because people are doing it. I needed this live. Hard to do all this alone. You can't do it alone. It's very difficult. I mean, you can, you have to, but it's great to get the correct advice. Still working on paying off student loans too. On top of that, coupled with leaving, and that is, you know what? All of this is a test, dark phobia. Are you strong enough to still pay off your student loan debt while getting away from the narc? You know how strong that's going to make you as soon as you exit? Nobody's going to be able to fuck with you, especially a narc. All of this is to make you guys stronger. When I didn't know about narcs and I heard somebody say narcissist, I thought, oh, a person that looks in the mirror, always combing their hair, making no. Oh no. That's just what the people that don't know what narcissists exist believe. Just imagine a family full of them, mom, dad. Can you imagine? Imagine that. You've seen those black guys too. They exist. If you've never seen the black guys, of course you don't believe they exist. You just think of movies. Excuse me. Movies. Movies. Now, when I think about those type of movies that you see black guys, those obviously they get the script from the actual events. That's where they get the ideas from. I was like, who are you going for? Who are you going for your first time with the new? Let me see. What are you saying there? Why are you sounding tiny? Sound is oh, my sound is weird? Is it weird? Oh crap. Oh man, I'm sounding robotic now, huh? Is it let me know if it's oh crap. I think I oh man, let's see. Like it's going high and oh shoot. Interesting. Okay, just a second. Let me get rid of some stuff here. Maybe it's site. Testing. How about now? How about now? Let me make sure. I got a lot of stuff open. How about now? Am I better? All I can hear is leave them alone when you. How about now? Somebody tell me about my mic now. Is it still bad? Ain't that weird when you start talking good stuff? Stuff start messing up. How about now? Is it testing? If not, I'll grab my mic. I need to make sure if it's clear now. Ain't that weird when that happens? Totally weird. Somebody let me know. How's the microphone? Man, it's a little better. Okay, let me okay, I went out, went back in. Is that any better? If not, I'll go grab my microphone, see if that changes anything. Oh, I hate it when that happens. Somebody let me know. Much better? All right. All right. Let me type it in there when my mic, if it goes bad again, because I don't want you guys, I don't want to be going on and it's horrible sounding because I want you guys to hear everything I'm saying to you. I told my ex I have a couple more months to go and I'm free will to date because I dedicated myself to my year and Mark he didn't. I bet he hates the fact that I outbear him. This journey is beautiful to me. Beautiful to me. Like I said earlier, I thank God that he showed me the side of my sister that I would have never believed from a person. He had her show me. How did he have her show me? By me staying out of the way, no resistance. I now understand that since narcissists never apologize because they don't think they're wrong. If you show them no resistance, they will show you who they are naturally because they will never say sorry to you. It really all connects. It makes total sense. The only, I prolonged my pain with the narcissist I was with. I kept, I kept saying to her, I kept saying to myself, I can't believe that she would do this to me. I was, and it's crazy. I was saying to myself, there was no way she would do this to me. No way she would fool around on me. And she was doing it all the time. I would see stuff on her phone. I remember one time I was with her and I asked to see her phone. She straight up told me no. And you know what she did? No, I can't. I'm not going to let you see the phone. And then 20 minutes later, I kid you not, 20 minutes later, she comes down with her phone and says, here, you can look at it. Do you believe what I said? When I was directly saying, give me your phone, let me see it now. She said, no. And then I walked away. I said, okay, by you not showing me the phone, you pretty much telling me whatever I was saying. And then 20 minutes later, she comes down with the phone and say, here, now you can look at it. Look at it after you erased all the evidence. Yes, that's how they live in their world, their perspective of the world. Fooling around. Exactly. She erased the stuff. But I want you to understand what the real thing is. She really believed in her mind that that I would, I mean, she was comfortable enough to give me a phone that she erased the information. So I would look at it and say, she really thought in her mind, like, oh my God, she don't have anything on her here. I was wrong. In their perspective of the world, that's what they think. You have to accept that so you can move on from that because they all do it. Do you know how many men look, listen, in society, we always hear about the man beating the woman. You know why? Because the men that are getting beat by the narcissistic women, they don't tell nobody. Why? Because society will call you a punk or a pussy or something like that. That's another fuck that. If a woman puts her hands on me, she's going to jail. I'm calling the police. Somebody has to stop her. You know how many men that are in relationships with narcissistic women that put their hands on them and they accept it? I was one of them. The narcissist I was with, she used to rip the clothes off of my back. I'm gonna say that one more time. She used to rip the clothes. She used to rip the shirt off of my back, and I stayed with her. As a man, I used to think, oh, it doesn't hurt me. Yeah, physically. It counts on what she does. That doesn't matter. One time she slapped the shit out of me. Pow! I stayed with her. No woman in my life has ever put her hands in my face. Shocked the shit out of me. I was in shock. I went in the kitchen. I kid you not. People don't believe this shit. I went into the kitchen because I was so shocked at what happened. I didn't know whether to be mad, cry, happy, glad. I didn't know. I was in there just, I don't know what I was doing. I looked up. I looked up through the kitchen doorway. She was peeking around the corner watching me. That shit literally confused the shit out of me. I was like, she's peeking around the corner to see my pain. They get off on it. When I saw that, I did not even know what to make of it. It is funny. Let me tell you something. It is funny today to know that I even allowed that. That's crazy. But when I was in a narcissistic fog, I'm like, why am I still here? Because I was confused. I was in the narcissistic fog. Today, I wouldn't even have sex with a narcissist. You guys understand that? That's how I know that will never even happen again. I wouldn't even have sex with a narcissist. They use that, right? And you keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. Don't tell nobody. I don't want people to think I'm a punk because I stayed with her. All and the only person you're talking to is yourself. You know she slapped you. I knew she slapped me. But since I didn't tell nobody, I guess it doesn't exist. I was in the narcissistic fog. You know how many dudes are in this same situation? It's usually the it's usually the ones on social media that claim that they're so happy. It's usually those couples. Because when you're truly happy, you really don't have no desire to make sure everybody on social media knows that you're happy. You just live life and be happy. Paya! I was like, what? Where the hell did that come from? Why was I shocked? Because I have never put my hands on a woman ever, let alone slap her in the face because I disagree with what she was saying to me. It's usually these men that no, you can't tell. It don't they know usually of anything. A narc attacks only the people that do not know they exist. Never put it this way, never again will I watch a video and see a woman that was beat up by her husband and say, why does she stay with that man? Why don't she just I will never say that again because it's a psychological mental thing. If you're trapped in a narcissist, that's psychological. They're probably stuck in it like I was. Why is this person doing it to me? I can't believe it. They say they love me because they go back and forth. They give you a little love, come back, give you some more stuff. They just and get you addicted. That's an addiction. That back and forth, the mixture of adrenaline and what's that depression one? Cortisol. They give you that mixture all the time, off and on, off and on, off and on. Now you walk around, you don't know when they're going to have one of their tantrums or do something stupid because they do it so randomly. But now you don't realize that you're every day. I was like that. When is she going to have an episode? When that alone becomes an addiction. Now you're doing everything. Oh my God, I don't want to set her off. Let me not walk this way. Let me make sure this is clean. Let me make sure the towel is. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. The narcissist, put it this way, and for a woman, the narcissist I was with, her bathroom was absolutely disgusting. And she kept her bathroom like that. Disgusting. You hear me? Disgusting. Stuff all over the toilet seat, on the bottom, in the toilet, all around it, on the floor. I was like, when you gonna clean your bath? First, I used to clean the bathroom because she was, because I don't like that. I noticed that. I noticed when I was doing it, she really started not giving a fuck about it, and she got worse. So I said, you know what? I'm just gonna start using the downstairs bathroom. This is how bad it was. So the downstairs bathroom, I'll just keep that clean. She would start coming downstairs and doing her nasty stuff in the toilet downstairs too. No respect for nothing. Nothing. She was disgusting. Now here is my sister. She's not like that, but as far as nastiness or anything like that, but yet still a narcissist who thinks she can use me, and I'm her brother. Listen, knowing what I just left, I'm looking at her. I'm like, are you crazy? You think I'm allowed this twice? That's what I'm saying to myself. I'm not saying it to her. I'm saying it to myself. You think I'm allowed this twice? They are clueless of the surroundings. You hear me? Clueless of the surroundings. She has no idea her brother that just got out of a narcissistic relationship, because she's a narc, so she don't know. She just think whatever, right? She thinks she could do that to me. I'm thinking to myself, you're a piece of cake. Compared to what I just got out of, my sister is a piece of cake. Narcissist, sociopath, ruined half the population. Oh, ruined half the you mentioned. Okay, ruined half the population. Why are we talking about these people now? Narcissists should have been talked about 30 years ago, and my life is destroyed now. Well, narcissists are here before we even any of us talking on this channel. Let's make sure that's clear. They didn't just start. Okay, they've been here before we were born, and they will be here well after we're dead. The difference is this: once you can see them, life is different now. I must, God is putting me through this on purpose. First, a close relationship, involved relationship with a narcissist. Okay. I got out of it because he knew he was going to have to prepare me for my sister. So I have to be able to quickly identify, because if I didn't experience the narcissistic relationship first and I experienced this with my sister now, I would just think my sister's being mean to me. Hey, why don't you stop doing that? I'm your brother. You're not, no. But now it's like, wait a minute, you're a narcissist. Oh, you're trying to destroy me. Got it. I get it. You think you're going to use me? No, no. This is part of my. So listen, my sister is the last piece that ties me to my old perspective of life. I asked God to help me to. I chose God to move me to my next perspective of life. He's doing it. My sister is the last piece that connects me to the original perspective. I do remember the movie They Live. I do. And I remember I didn't understand that movie back then. I was like, oh yeah, whatever. Oh, this is, well, no. I just looked at it as the movie. Just like the 1999 The Matrix. That's a documentary, people. That's Narcissist can be anybody. So you notice how Mr. Smith could get in anybody, grandmother, kid, guard. That's how narcissists move. We can't see them morph like the 1990 Matrix movie. Of course, we're not going to see it. But in the end of the movie, like this, a narcissist, once my sister has been removed completely, a narcissist will not be able to enter my life ever again. Just like in the movie, he couldn't get Mr. Smith couldn't get in once Neo figured out who he was. Mr. Smith was done. He was done. It's the same thing. Like when Neo's dodging bullets. Now you got to think which part is the movie and what are they trying to really say. Okay, so in real life we cannot dodge bullets, but in the psychological part you can dodge the bullets of a narcissist when they try to attack you. Well, like right now, my sister's attacking me, but it doesn't matter. I could see her. I could see the attacks coming. Just like that's the bullets. I see what she's doing. I'm offering no resistance. Hey, you want to do that? Okay, cool. It's not hitting me, but I'm just blocking them. It's not a big. She don't know I'm blocking the bullets because there's no resistance. You got to remember, she's shooting her bullets. Now, this is psychologically speaking, okay, figuratively, she's shooting her bullets. Since there's no resistance, she thinks the bullets are hitting me. Do you understand? But they're not. I see them coming. I'm just making them drop to the ground. She doesn't know that because I'm not resisting her. Narcissists do things to trigger you for you to resist them. F that. You're not going to take this. You're not going to do that. That's how it works. I remember I remember going to the movie theater in 1999 and going to see the first Matrix movie. I remember going to see the first Matrix movie. I remember that. And I said to myself, what if this is real? And I was right. It's real. It's real. I love my life today. I love it. Listen, even with going through this with my sister, because I know it's going to end. It's coming to an end and I'm going to win. Why? Because she's going to be removed. Let me tell you this. There was this one part that I gave her ultimatum. I said, if you don't do XYZ, you're not going to have a brother anymore. This is what I said, literally, people. Do you know she did it anyway? I literally said that to her. And I said the same thing to the narcissist when I left her. I said, if you keep doing all this stuff, I'm going to leave you. They continue to do it. The reason why you need to say like you're involved with a person like that, right? Brother or sister relationship. I want you to say that to them. If you keep doing that, this is important. If you keep doing that, I'm going to leave you. You need to see their response for you saying that, leaving their life. If you're not going to be in their life anymore, see how they respond. And then when they respond the way they normally do, like they don't give a fuck, you need to see it. You need to feel it. No resistance. I don't care if you cry. I don't care if you're a man. Whatever. Better drop all that. Drop all that. Because you got to remember, you got to think about the people that would even judge you for crying as a man or something. Who's judging you on crying? That's what you got to think. Oh, why are you acting like a punk pussy? Then you see who's saying that. You look and see who's saying that to you. All of that is a perspective, people. You don't have to be a certain way to attract somebody. You don't have to wear a certain. All of that is all of it. It's beautiful. I love it. It's like watching a movie, and my sister is the star. What's next? Every time I see her do something, I go, okay, what's next? She didn't get a response, so they don't stop. Like when you don't respond, they get worse. I know it seems weird. I know it seems unbelievable. And you're probably a person to say, oh they would never do that to me. You need to see it. All you have to do is this is a cheat sheet, like I said earlier. Look how the family member lives their life. Notice how they treat other people. Other humans, just notice that. If you defy them, they're going to treat you the same way because they don't know anything else. Think about it. Think about it. They don't know anything else. So if you protect yourself and say no to them or they can't do something, they're going to use what they use on everybody else because that's how they treat people. That's all you got to do. Just watch and see how the family members treat people. You're a person. I've always known my sister was a low down dirty snake when it came to relationships. I always knew that. She's like a self-admitted one too. Oh, that's just what I do. I'm like, damn, you're proud of that shit. Yes, proud of it. Now you turn around and bite your own brother. Ooh, well, you know, when you go a little deeper, she has just lost the love of a man that she will never receive again. The way I love my sister, oh man, you guys have no idea. She was everything. My sister could have do no wrong. There for me, you know, when I need it, and naturally came back. I'll say, "Hey, I started this business," you know, because when I when I was with the narcissist, we started a business together. She thought it was hers. I left that, started my own. I naturally brought my sister into it. You guys won't even believe this. I naturally, and luckily it's just a small business. Okay, so it's not really that big of a deal. But God needs to show me, right? I made her 50% partner. Guess what? She didn't realize that she had to work 50% of the business. Do you hear me? I'm like, sister, you got to work 50% of the business to get 50% of the profits. You do know that. Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, cool. So don't be pulling out the money. You know, she did it anyway. Stealing from a nigga. Sure is. That's stealing. Oh, it's my brother. It's okay. That's what they think. Now, don't get me wrong. Am I going to the police? I'm not doing that. This is for me. I'm not going to get her into legal trouble because this is small. This is how it had to, this is how it has to be shown to me. God is showing me what my sister is capable of. You guys understand? This is how it works. So let's think like this. So let me get this straight. You think I do all the work and you get 50% of the profits? Yes. That's exactly what she thought. Now I'm stunned. First I'm stunned. This is before I identified her as a narcissist. I'm stunned. I'm like, you can't really think that, right? There's no way you can think that. Yes, they think that. Hold on. Sorry, guys, coming over cold. I had to blow my nose here. Yes. So I said to myself, I guess you have to be removed. You have to be removed. And she didn't like that. It's like, what do you mean? What is it that you don't like? That she wants everything for free and you pay for it like the men she used. Do you understand? And I'm just saying no. That's it. No. Narcissists do not like no. Why am I sharing this with you guys? Because the majority of you guys are in it now or you will be into it. All you got to do is take a step back right now and think about it. How do all my family members live their lives? Which one could be easily identified a narcissist? Just watch how they treat other people. It's pretty clear. It's not really that difficult. You can just see they're proud. Listen, they're proud of what they do. They think it's normal to do that to people. Ghost them, cheat on them, lie to them. They giggle and laugh about it. All you got to do is say, if you cross them, that's going to be you. Remember that it will be you. I'm living proof of it. I'm living it right now and I'm sharing it with you. I don't even know the outcome yet. I'm just waiting to see what it's going to be. But I know for this already, the outcome, once I leave here, she's never going to see me again or talk to me. I don't know. She obviously don't know that yet. Listen, even if she clicked on this video and hear me saying it, it doesn't change it. They cannot stop themselves. They go all the way. Oh yeah. Start talking to yourself and victim to me every day until it's like this. I remember one time, let me tell you this. This was recently too. I'm in my room because we live in the same house. I'm in my room with the door closed and I'm discussing business with another person. What I'm gonna do, da da da. Do you know she texts me in the middle of my phone call, pissed off about my discussion of what I'm having with another person that had nothing to do with her? When I get I'm here, I'm on the phone, I'm here, the beep of a message. And then I'm like, and I'm on the phone call. I don't really just look at messages because I'm talking, right? And then after I'm off the phone call, I look at it. It's her. She's telling me about, listen, in the middle of the conversation, she's telling me about what I'm talking about on my private conversation phone call. I open the door and say, "Hey, what are you talking about?" She's sitting up in her bed like king, queen, like she's about to reprimand me about my phone call. That had nothing to do with her. I said, "What are you doing listening to my phone call?" Well, I heard this and that. I said, "I don't care what you heard." I said, "What are you doing listening to my phone call?" They don't know. Do you know she thought she was right, didn't apologize for about it? That's when I knew. I was like, okay, you're getting worse. I'm telling you things over and over. And then I had to accept that she was a narcissist. I had to accept it. I kept saying to myself, she's acting like my ex. I kept saying it over and over. She's acting like my ex. She's acting like my ex. God's like, yes, now you're getting it. She's a narcissist. She believes she can have 50% of the profits of a business that she's not putting 50% of the work in. You guys think I'm joking? I'm working the whole business and she's living her life like it's normal, doing vacations, kicking it with her bad friends and her boyfriend, and then comes in and thinks she gets 50% of the profits. I'm saying to myself, would my sister steal from me? Yes, she's stealing. If you pull money out of an account that you didn't work for, that's called stealing. Am I calling the police? No. I need to see my sister do it. That's part of the process. So now, if anybody come up to me and say, "Hey, man, do you think your sister would ever steal money from you?" I would say, "Yes, of course, she did it." They only get worse. They get worse. That's why you have to cut them off, completely off, completely off. They always, they always have this big front, like you're not going to hurt them and this and that. Trust me, I promise you. When you leave them, they have what's called a narcissistic injury because they don't control you anymore. And when you leave them, you give them no energy, good or bad. You're not going for revenge. You're not going to get them back. You give them nothing. Nothing. My sister doesn't know she doesn't have a brother anymore. Who knows if she will ever know? I don't know. That's between her and God. I know this. She's no longer my sister. I mean, she is blood, but as far as that, identified the way the structure of the United States goes. Yeah, is she my sister? Yeah, according to the paper, family structure paper. Yeah, that's it, but nothing else. It's crazy. You know what's so crazy? You're right. That shit is true. That is true. Because sometimes I've seen her get jealous over if I got some girlfriends. Ooh, I don't like her. Or she looks a certain way. I'm thinking to myself, who cares what you think? It's not. She's not dating you. And you know, what's so crazy. I don't care. I never cared who she dated, why. It's none of my business. I don't care what somebody looks like. I don't care what the person looks like that my sister's dating. That has nothing to do with me. I used to say that to myself all the time. I used to go, why is she always rating my girlfriends or if they don't look a certain way or something? It's like that's true. It is true. It is true. LJ, I just started watching. Is that the sister you live with? Yeah, the one I live with. I live with her. Yep. It's crazy. It's weird. At first I was kind of, you don't. At first I didn't know what to think of it. I'm like, why is she? Who cares if my girlfriend is not attractive to you? What does that have to do with anything? Nothing. Don't have nothing to do with nothing. Jealousy. And I have my other business. I help people own the business of themselves, right? And sometimes I do online phone calls. They call me for an hour, talk to me about their, get their finances, blah blah blah, right? Sometimes I'm on the phone, and she'll be like, what's that? Who?" I said, "Oh, I'm just on the phone with my other business." "Oh, you make money from that?" "Yeah." What? That's none of your business. Listen. Thank God, I never talked about my other business to any of my family members. Thank God. Thank God. Yeah, but it's a necessary. It's necessary though. It's a sad situation, but it's necessary. Man, I don't know, man. Mm. Put it this way: if it is, I will never know. How about that? I will never know. I ain't gonna lie. I thought that was weird. Oh, you dating her? She looks like this and that. I'm like, who cares what you think? I'm thinking that to myself. So what? Sometimes I used to think to myself, do I ever rate your boyfriends? Oh man, it's horrible. And all you got to do is here's another one. Here's another one. How do I quickly identify a narcissist? And this is what my sister always did. She talks about all her friends, her boyfriend. She talks about him bad behind his back. Uh, Talks about all her friends that did her wrong. They're the ones that did her wrong. Trust me, it was her. It was her. It was her. It was her. But of course, her being my sister, listening to the story, of course, I thought it was the other person that did her wrong. No, she did him wrong. If my sister can do what she's doing to me now, she did all those people wrong. Believe that. Believe that. I know this might sound weird, but I am really curious to see how far she goes. I want to know. I want to know and see and feel the things I thought my sister would never do to me, never do to her brother. I have to experience it because it's the same as the narcissist. The things that the narcissist did to me, I would have never thought in a million years that she would have done to me. Even even after it was over, even after it was over, the narcissist still tried. She still tried to hurt me. You hear me? She still tried to hurt me. With absolutely no power at all, she still tried to do it. until she finally just accepted that, okay, I don't control Linnell no more. Let me just stop. Now she gets to watch me succeed in the same business that we thrived in together. Now she sees that I'm thriving. Now she gets to watch me because she has no choice. Oh man, that is, see how serious that is, people? Those are the narcs with the black eyes. You hear me? Those are the narcs with the black eyes. Once the black eyes appear, that means the devil's in full control, because the devil use narcs because they don't have control of themselves. If they want to hurt you, if they want to hurt you, that means they're not in control. You understand? 5 years. Hopefully, hopefully wake up. When I tried to talk to certain ones about my pain or situation, they would always take the other person's side. Yep. I noticed that they were all narcissistic. The narcissists are the majority. That's what I'm discovering. And I now understand that the internet is a thriving breeding ground. Social media is a thriving breeding ground for narcissists because they can be whoever they want to be. They can lie, they can pretend, they can put on their prettiest face, their best look, their best clothes for the picture or for the video or for the podcast, and that's it. And then when people see them, that's how they always picture them. It is a breeding ground for them for sure. They can be whoever they want to be, but as a chosen one, I can demask a narcissist right away because I make them, I first I listen to them, and then when they say things, I make them accountable. Because remember, narcissists have no accountability for anything. So when you force them to be accountable for their action, they disappear. Before and when I say disappear, what I'm talking about, when you first met them, you don't have no connection to them. You might just met them, and then we start calling them out on their shit. They'll disappear before becoming accountable. I feel sorry for the next guy that she runs into that doesn't know about narcissists. I feel for them. People like, sometimes I go to other narcissistic channels that they're talking about narcissists, and they be asking these people, well, what about who they're dating and this and that? You got to release all that, like for real. You can't be looking on their page, uh, blocking, make sure they don't know you're no. Because even when you say like this, say like you have pictures of them in your phone of the good times that you had, and you're looking at them. Now, you looking at your pictures in a phone, there's no way for the narcissist to know that you are looking at pictures of you guys together in your phone, correct? But they do, because the energy that is be created when you look at those pictures. Think about how you feel before looking at the pictures, and as soon as you look at the pictures, you feel the energy that goes through your body. Energy, time, time or distance doesn't matter when it comes to energy. You better believe you're transferring that energy to that person. It's always, think about those moments when you're going through your day and somebody that you're not thinking about just pops up in your brain out of nowhere. They're thinking about you. That's why it's popped up. So when you do that, there's no way you're going to be able to confirm it. Just understand that. Just believe the energy that you feel in your body when you're looking at the pictures. That energy is for real. I don't have none of that. Deleted, removed. Don't look at them. If they're in the cloud storage, they're there because I haven't got to them yet. whatever. Because if I look at, put it this way, if I look at any pictures of us together during that relationship, all of those pictures are a lie because she was never that person. That person that I was with was a figure of my imagination. Figure of my imagination. I was going by what I wanted the relationship to be, who I wanted her to be, who I was believing she was. That was my thing. Man, it's another 2-hour one. I gotta spend a minute and I'm hungry. Thank you everybody for joining. If you enjoyed it and you need a consultation, savingsminusdebt@gmail.com. Here, let me post it real quick. This is it. Email me. This part is new. Yeah, man, auto filling at all. Okay. There's my email. Shoot me an email if you like the video. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm trying to get this channel to grow. If you don't know my other channel, it's Savings Minus Debt. Let me put that there too. Check out my other channel. Kind of give you an idea how I got to where I'm at today. At 6 cents. Yeah, there we go. Oh no, that's that's this channel, not that channel. Okay, hold up. All right, let's do that again. Oh, I need to hurry up and get my laptop. All right, here we go. Get a chance, check out my other channel. Leave a comment. Say you went over there from this channel. Just lets me know that you guys will. Some people will be making the connection between the two. That's how this channel. That's how I named this channel 6 cents, because it's kind of a combination of the two. Thank you everybody for joining. Much appreciated. Let me know if you enjoy the content. You guys will see me do lives as the progression of my current situation with my narcissistic sister. I will let you guys know. All right. You guys have a good weekend. Bye.